Hello, everybody from Dr. Filippo. Thank you for being with us today. And today I've got a really, really special guest. He's Ryan Ryder. He's my mentor. He's been my mentor for more than a year, and he's an amazing guy. And let me tell you something before we get to Ryan. I love a quote from a guy called Bob Proctor, and he says every time you read the book a second time, you will discover something new. And it's not because it wasn't there before, but because there's something in yourself that it was not there before. And every time I talk to Ryan, I feel like he's able to help me discover something that was not there in me before. So he's an amazing guy. He's been helping me a lot. I love him. He's like a brother from another mother. And I just wanted to thank you for being with us. And yeah, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, and yeah, and then we'll go.
Okay, awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for the kind words. And you know, I think anyone that's spent time around you or in your practice or in pretty much anything you do will be able to share my sentiment when I say is that, you know, your skill set or your power that you have is to make people feel so at ease around you and appreciated by you and loved by you, and at the same time you have this warrior spirit, but this beautiful soft heart at the same time. And I think it's one of your most attractive, if you will, qualities that you have. You don't even know you've got it. So first of all, thank you for being the person that you are. And I always say, you know, there are certain people in the world, and I'm a chiropractor like you, and there's certain people in the world that I would love my family to be looked after just because of their heart, and you're one of those people. So so first I want to say thank you for being that person for your local community and everyone around you. So anyone that comes close to you is really blessed because that rubs off on them. So first of all, I'll say that, and thank you for all you're doing in this time. I know you're a service guy and you just want to be out, you want to be helping people. So thank you. A little bit about me is, yeah, chiropractor by trade. You know, first and foremost, you know, at school, I was very actively involved in sport, and I didn't want to be sat behind a desk, and all I wanted to be was with people and speaking to people. And then I went on to become a chiropractor, and then, you know, found one of the largest chiropractic groups in the world. And, you know, we help 3,000 people every single week doing that. And that rubbed off on my whole family. And now I'm one of 5 first-generational chiropractors. So I'm a chiropractor. I married a chiropractor. I always joke it's the only reason I passed. And then my brother became a chiropractor. He married a chiropractor. He learned from his brother. And then my sister-in-law became a chiropractor. My other sister-in-law ran 4 of my practices, and my mother-in-law ran a lot of our accounts in the practices. So we're all in. And chiropractic's been, I always say I didn't find chiropractic. Chiropractic found me. I would never, ever have, what's that?
Why do you say that?
Yeah, so I'll go into it now. The reason for that is my next door neighbor at the time actually had already started chiropractic school. And I didn't grow up in a household that went to a chiropractor from a young age. I didn't know much about chiropractic. I wish I had, and just wasn't. I grew up in South Africa. And then I found out about this chiropractic thing, and I went to observe a chiropractor, and I spent some time with him, and he was with people every day, and it just looked like he was having fun, and people were healing and people getting incredible results. And I remember leaving the day going like, if there's anything I want to be doing for the rest of my life, would be something along those lines. But, you know, I certainly don't want to be stuck behind a desk all day. So that was just for me. And then that's how I went about into chiropractic school. But it was deeper than that, because I would never be able to see the blessings that chiropractic would have given me from our philosophy perspective. You know, if you're watching this, you've been involved with Filippo in some way, shape, or form, etc. But it's gone on to really be the emphasis of my entire life, being that it starts with inside and then goes outside. Mm-hmm. So healing starts from inside, and before we look for outside things, because we were given all the gifts to heal as long as we had the appropriate nutrition and thought and movement in our body for our bodies to appropriately heal. So then that became a bit of a philosophy for everything in my life, even business. It was like, for my businesses to get stronger and better, I first had to start with myself. And from the inside out, it was like, if I wanted people out there to heal, I needed to be in a good place myself and work on myself. And that's kind of been the inside out philosophy that chiropractic has kind of been the theme for my entire life. You know, I think it might have been Mahatma Gandhi that said, first you change, or be the change you want to see in the world, and then the rest will follow, and it's the same for chiropractic. From a healing perspective, your body has everything in it that it needs to heal. It's a self-organizing, healing being that your body was built of these things. So it's the same with everything in life. So that's a bit of my story. And today, we own a company called Healthcare Group, and I also help businesses all along the planet grow them. First and foremost, grow them, build on themselves, and then the business happens after that. But that's my story, if you will, or my spiel, if you will.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I like it. I like it. I like the fact you said, that change has to happen. I mean, if you want things to change, you have to change. And that's awesome. And every time I'm around you, I can see like looks like you're on a different planet. You're like, I mean, there's a crisis happening in the world, and you're just cruising through, and you're calm and cool. That's what I see. And how do you maintain that?
Yeah, okay, that's such an awesome question, and I'm so glad you set it up that way. Is that I am like you and like everybody else watching this anywhere in the world, is that we also have rough days, we also have stress, we also have external stimulus that can affect us. So again, it goes back to the very first thing I said in this interview, was the only thing you can really control, is first and foremost yourself. So for me to have that external appearance is from a lot of hard work. I am just like you or anyone. I am subject to responding to the external stimulus, being the stress, being the whatever. But am I in an appropriate position in my life to respond appropriately? Which is essentially the chiropractic philosophy too. If you look at it, going, is your body, there's stresses, there's germs, there is whatever it is in the world, but all we can focus on appropriately is, are we as organisms in appropriate position to respond appropriately? And often we're not. So right now, to answer your question, is how am I handling this, if you will, crisis and that everyone's going through, and it's from a lot of hard work. And I, in times like this, well, you know this, Filippo, because you know me well, but I'm doing all the personal development stuff, the more gratitude stuff. I have more coaching calls with my coach. I have, the best analogy I ever heard was, a garden doesn't need weeds planted for the weeds to grow. The weeds grow out of neglect, not because they're planted. So your mind is exactly like a garden. You don't have bad thoughts because they're planted there, but they are via media. They happen out of neglect. So by doing neglect, putting lots of good stuff in here, the weeds don't grow. It's by doing nothing that the weeds grow, and not opposed to doing bad. You don't have to be doing bad stuff for the weeds or thinking bad thoughts for the weeds to grow. It's just by doing nothing the weeds grow, within our minds even. So really focusing on working on ourselves so that we can better cope with the external stimulus is all I can focus on right now.
That's right. I love it. Yeah, it's. I mean, there's nothing we can do about the external world. Is just working on ourselves. Love it. Now, I wanna ask you a couple of tips, because there's people out there. I've been in touch with some of my clients and try to call people. Yesterday I had a client calling me, and he said, I gave my personal phone number to all my clients so they can reach to me. I just want to help them. And one called me yesterday, was like 7:30 in the evening, and he said, Filippo, look, I'm really anxious, I'm stressed, I'm not breathing properly, I don't feel right. This is a guy that works outside, he's a gardener, okay?
Yeah.
And now I have to be in house, I'm not used to this environment with the kids, I'm stressed, I try to go out in the garden, but you know, I don't have a healthy routine. What do I do? And I was glad he asked that question, because I did a video right away and sent it over to him on Facebook, and he was so grateful. He said, look, you need to do the things if you want to, because he said, I called the doctor, and he said that I might need some medication for my anxiety. And he said, look, you change the environment, your body is responding. Now you can take something that is gonna cover a problem. It's gonna cover the symptom. It's not gonna solve the problem. You just need to adapt a new routine to be able to stand for the stress that you're facing. And he was really grateful. But let me ask you a question. Because I would like, you know, people that listen to this to get some real value. They you know, finish listening or watching this, and they're like, okay, so I can do this and this, and it will change my life, or something will improve. So, you know, if someone is locked down, the routine is out of the window, completely new stuff, what would you suggest? What tips would you give? 1 or 2 tips to help people change some like ingrained routines that are causing self-harm, whether it's like physically, mentally, or psychologically?
Okay, great. So I think it's important to mention that we can't change the environment. We can't change what's happening around us. We can only change ourselves and to better respond. And on that note, you know, I'm no different from you or anyone listening to this. There's nothing about any person that you see who seemingly is a calm, well, you know, someone who's responding well to all of this. They're not different from you. They have exactly the same knee-jerk reaction, okay? But they are only in a better place because they can often assimilate the information a bit better because they've been doing the work. So here's some basic things, and I'm actually gonna quote it's a very simple book and brilliance in its simplicity, and in that it's done so well worldwide, and that's Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning, the Miracle Morning book. You know, the thing about when I read the Miracle Morning book, I'll be honest with you, I read it and I was like, really? I can't believe this book's done so well. It's really simple concepts, and I'll go through some of them now, but that is actually its genius in that it's done so well because it is so simple and to do and so impactful by doing it. And there's absolutely no doubt that it's very difficult. I've got young kids, and I know you got kids too. So whenever I hear anyone talk about routines with our kids, I always think to myself, they've got no idea, right? but my before I had kids, it was like an hour in the morning of routines. Now it's 10 minutes, but it still makes a difference. So I first want to set that context, because I know everyone's super stressed right now, having all the kids at home and all things like that. You know what? It's sometimes having be appropriately responding, and sometimes you can't do your hour of power in the morning anymore, but you can do 10 minutes. And Tony Robbins says this: if you can't find 10 minutes in a day for yourself, you don't have a life.
That's right.
10 minutes, like, we can make excuses for an hour, like, I get it, but 10 minutes, like, no, like, nobody can. I mean, most of us spend much more than 10 minutes on Facebook a day. So if you can't find 10 minutes, you don't have a life. And in that time, for instance, here's some things: is a morning routine. And most of the time, there's so many things you could be doing, but it varies from things like just a time of quiet, prayer, or meditation. Again, it used to be longer. Now it's maybe a minute. Okay, and maybe it could even just be a minute of prayer and meditation, or just at least prayer. So some type of quiet time. It doesn't have to be religiously connotated. It's just got to be quiet time, whether that's meditation or something like that, or breathing exercise. You know, there's so many breathing exercises out there. Tony Robbins suggests, you know, he's got some amazing breathing exercises, so check them out. So sometimes a quiet time, some type of breath work, some type of yoga work, something like that, which could be the meditation too, but movement, some type of basic exercise, and some type of gratitude. Okay, so those basic things in the morning, it's kind of like health is a panacea. You know, you just do those things and people feel better and get better. If you eat well, people, like, it's not like, yes, it works for everything. Everything improves. Not not cures, everything improves. With chiropractic, it's, you know, it might not be curing everything, but everything improves when you have chiropractic care, because your body's better able to respond to the external stimulus and the stressor. So it's the same, it's a similar process through all that. So that's the morning routine in some way, shape, or form. Some type of quiet time, some type of meditation or prayer, some type of gratitude exercise, in there in some way, shape, or form, some type of exercise and some type of breath work. And if you read Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning, you're going to get all of that from that. So that's the morning. I just want to go a little bit deeper when it comes to gratitude. I was once taught that you can't be in gratitude and fear at the same time. So which is normal, we all have fear. We all have anxiety. And when you're in a space of fear or anxiety, try getting to, and it's going to feel like it's fake in the beginning. It feels like it's fake. Go and write down 20 things that you're grateful for right now. Just go do it, you know, and you'll feel the dark cloud lifting. That's important to mention. It feels fake because it's an abnormal thing to do, but successful people are prepared to do what unsuccessful people aren't. So just by taking the time and going to, if you feel in a state of panic or anxiety or fear, go and just take out a piece of paper and write down 10 things you're grateful for right now. And you'll be amazed at the things that come up. And if you're struggling with a gratitude list, you know, just take yourself to perspective. It's all perspective. If you live in a third world country right now, most people from a third world country right now, all your worries, challenges, and stresses are their gratitudes. There are so many people right now on the planet that would kill for your stresses and anxieties. The things that you are anxious and worried about are some people on the planet's gratitudes. The fact that we are stressed and worried about, you know, the fact that some of the shops aren't open all the time here, and are we going to get food? Other people have that all the time. Yeah. It's not just that, like, we could be grateful that I'm so grateful that it's only a short period we're going to have this. Like, our stressor is they would kill for this to only be, like, the fact that we can only go to, let's say the shops are only, we're stressed that there's no online shopping delivery. Come on, like, most people on the planet would love that. So often, if you're struggling with gratitude, just think about all the things that third world countries may struggle with right now. You know, we've got a roof over our heads. We've got running water. We've got flushing toilets. You know, like, we take these things for granted. You know, I come from a third world country. I grew up in South Africa, and I tell you, it's some things that we get stressed about would be other people's joys. So that's the first thing. And then in the evenings, one other thing, you've got to do the work, is we often quite hard on ourselves as human beings, and we forget that we've actually, you know, I was once taught that if an oak tree had the mind of a human being, it would only grow 2 foot tall, because we so hard on ourselves at times. So in the evenings, and I struggle with this, and the things you struggle with the most are the things you should be doing the most. So for me, I am quite hard on myself whether you know, my standards and etc. So for this, it's harder for me to do this than my gratitude list. But in the evenings, you should be doing a wins list. Okay. What's the And that's just a wins list is like, what went well today? What did I do good today? That's just cool. What went well today? Well, I got to connect with all my clients today. I drove, and sometimes people are too hard on themselves. Like, I drove to work and all the traffic lights were green. That's a win. I had an awesome meal with my family today. You know, there was 30 minutes where the sun was on us. It was fantastic. That was a win. The win was, you know, when I phoned about my flight that's been cancelled. It only took me 5 minutes, and I thought it was going to take me 30 minutes. It's searching for things that went well for the day. And it's the same thing in the morning when you're doing gratitude. It's searching for great things that you can be grateful for. And so I will kind of close with this, is that both your gratitude and your wins may feel like they're forced at times, but that's the point, in that your mind needs to get into a habit of searching for gratitude, and you will be more grateful. If you search for more wins, kind of manually, you will naturally feel like more of a winner. If you search for more gratitude, you will naturally identify more things that you're grateful for in your life. And then you just live in more of a place of a gratitude because you scheduled it and you almost made it a routine. And then it becomes kind of a byproduct of life. So my biggest lesson with gratitude has been that gratitude is a doing word. It's not something you feel, it's something you do.
Yes.
And that shifted it for me, because everyone's like, well, I don't feel grateful right now. I'm like, yeah, because gratitude's a verb. It's something you need to go do, not something you feel. So go do it to feel it more. So that's my shift to that. So that's just on routines. It's basically that with everything with routines. Anything that you want to feel more of, go do more of to feel more of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Yeah, I love my gratitude. And actually, I've done it for a long time, but I only started to write it down, and my wins only before Christmas, and it was after an event I did with you. So
Yeah, cool. So I do gratitude now with my daughter. So we wake up every morning. She doesn't know what gratitude is, right? So we wake up in the morning and we go, actually, we do use gratitude now, but I just go, good morning. What do we always do in the morning? And we go, what are things you're happy about? What things did you like? And we'll go, what are you grateful for? Now she gets it, and she basically says the same things every morning. Right now, she goes, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for baby Ben, my other son. I'm grateful for mommy. I'm grateful for grandma, etc. But that's what we do every morning now. And do I miss mornings? I totally miss mornings. And do I skip my gratitudes? All the time. And do I get off routine? All the time. But that's not the thing that matters. It's the thing that it matters is that you just get back on track. And think about, if you did these routines, let's say it's 100 push-ups or 50 push-ups or 20 push-ups. Everyone underestimates. Everyone's like, oh, it's just 20 push-ups. But what if it's just 20 push-ups for 10 years? 20 push-ups, 100 push-ups every morning for 10 years. Huge difference. 10 push-ups every single, like, twice a day. 10 push-ups is nothing, right? But 10 push-ups twice a day for 10 years. That's significant.
that's
And even if it's gratitude, you try for every morning, but you do 3 times a week. But if it's 3 times a week for 10 years, it makes a big difference. So we're inclined to stop the thing because we miss 1 or 2 mornings, but it matters that you get back on track and just do the best you can, as opposed to going, if I can't do every morning, I shouldn't do it at all. No, that's not the point. Can you do 10 mornings every week? Can you do 10 mornings a month? It makes a difference. So just do what you can, and it makes a difference. Going to a chiropractor, it's sometimes, should we get adjusted like for the rest of our lives? Should we get adjusted or look after our health every single week? Yes, but do the best you can. Does it help to go to an exercise class every single day? Yes, it does. But what if you could do once a week or twice a week? Is that at least something? So just do the best you can, but it all matters. So yeah, that's my take on routines and not being too hard on yourself, but just trying the best you can.
awesome. Amen. That was good. That was good. That was some good stuff. And I hope
Good.
to see this is gonna take some value, and as I have. And I want to thank you. And one more thing: if someone wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do it?
I have I guess I have a YouTube channel that people can look at, and I also do a lot of work with businesses mostly these days. So if someone wants to check out my YouTube channel, that's probably the best place to start and connect with me. Also, ryanryder.com, I believe, is search for that, Ryan Ryder, and you'll find bits and pieces with me. Most of the work I do these days is with business owners and people wanting to be better people, and people wanting to teach and help other people. That's most of the work I do these days with those type of people. And but certainly reach out and reach out to me on Facebook. And if there's anything I can help you with, I certainly will.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ryan. Really appreciate your time. And yeah, just wanted to say thank you again. And everybody, yeah, go check Ryan. He's awesome, and you'll learn.
I just finished with one thing, and I just want to say, I started by saying that your biggest superpower is your heart, but something you mentioned throughout the the call really reiterates that, you know, in times like this, it's leaders and people that give out their personal telephone numbers to their clients. And I know if you're watching this and you've had anything to do with Filippo, you'll agree with me. It's like that just, you know, that just in itself shows the type of person and the service person you are. So thank you for all you do for everyone around you, and we feel blessed to be in your life. So thank you very much, Filippo.
Thank you very much, Ryan. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.